Rocky and Bullwinkle fan.
Another one.
When your number's up, will you be ready? Last Saturday, I attended the Toastmasters conference, hopefully there to learn something to help me become a better speaker. I attended a breakout session on how to give effective evaluations. The presenter, Mike, was telling us about the difference between giving an opinion and giving an effective evaluation. When a young man stood up and said, excuse me, sir, Mike, could you please give us an example of the difference between an opinion and an evaluation, and sat down very quickly. Mike stood up there and looked around the room. There was nobody in sequestration. And he caught my eye and he said, Sheila, come on up here and speak for a minute on anything so we can evaluate you. Oh my God, my heart was pounding. I thought, oh my God, I can't believe it. He's called on me. And then I took a deep breath and I thought, I've had a year and a half at Toastmasters. I can help this guy out. I stood up with a smile on my face and I met the challenge. I was ready. Well, we know training and experience can be very helpful in being ready. But today I'm going to give you 3 lessons that have helped me to be ready to face anything in life, big or small. The first is be a giver. The second is be present, be in the moment. And the third is accept yourself, warts and all. So my first lesson, be a giver. I'm going to tell you a story about Don. Recently, my dear friend Don passed away. I didn't even know he was sick. I was trying to reach him because he knew my friend Liz was coming to visit. So I called him, hello, Don? I emailed him, dear Don, where are you? I texted him, hey dude, it's your BFF. Nothing. A couple of days later, I received a text from Don. And Don said, I'm sorry I won't be able to join you and Liz, but I've called Rocky over at the Hyatt and asked him to put a couple of drinks on my tab for you. Have fun. Love you, Don. What he didn't know is that Don was in a hospital fighting for his life, a fight he did not win. Don was always ready to help somebody else. He was such a giver all the time, always thinking of other people. I learned from Don that giving is so much better than receiving. And when we give, it's like the crazy glue for relationships. Be a giver. The second lesson I have to share with you today is be present. This is a story about Dinah, a very extraordinary dog. You might say she was part human and part prophet, because she would know it was time for her walk before I knew it was time for her walk, and she'd let me know. She also knew my voice, and when I was in the room, she was focused on me, always hearing my voice, never being distracted by somebody else's voice or any other sounds. Well, on a spring-like February morning, I was out there taking her for a walk, and we were on our way back, and boom, Dinah collapsed. She had a seizure. I held her in my arms, stroking her head, and she looked up at me, and she never took her gaze off me. She was an extraordinary dog, And she taught me that by being present and being focused on the person you're with, wherever you are, it creates a wonderful bond with that other individual. So be present. That's my number 2. The third lesson I just recently started to learn when I was at the Toastmasters conference. I heard wonderfully developed speeches, masterfully delivered. Oh my God, they're so good. I'm never going to be that good. I should just quit right now. But I realized that I couldn't quit, and I wasn't going to quit. And I realized I was comparing myself to them. I was comparing their outside to my inside, and I came up short every time. So I learned that day that if I can just accept myself for who I am and risk failure by taking chances, I'm going to be a better speaker, and I'm going to be a better person. I will be ready for whatever life puts in my lap so that I can experience it and be ready to take on that challenge. I learned through these 3 lessons: be a giver, be present, and accept yourself for who you are. When your number's up, will you be ready, Mr. Toastmaster?